go live once again. So make sure you're here for that one. That will be on Twitch as well as YouTube. So yeah, people, you know, Di Maria could be paired up with Ousmane Dembele next season. FC Barca will rule out the signing of Rafinha, says that this account. Is there anything else in relation to Rafinha? Spain's top clubs are eyeing Jude Bellingham, allegedly. Dembele does not want to lower his salary and accept Barcelona's current contract offer. So again, there could be more twists and turns. I think if Dembele signs, they probably don't get Rafinha, and they don't. Apparently, Dembele has no other offers, but there must be something. Dybala wanted to join Barcelona, but Cruyff, Jordi Cruyff and Xavi refused it. Luis Suarez was offered a return to Barca. Neymar's been offered to Barcelona for 50 million euros, allegedly. Dembele's agent could not find any serious offers for the player. So again, were Chelsea that keen on Dembele? I don't know. And obviously De Jong's future, who's subject to interest from Man United, is probably, you know, what's going to make or break stuff and maybe kickstart a domino effect for players, people at Barcelona. João Felix has been offered player non-transferable, and his agent is in contact with a number of clubs. Departure is not ruled out. I mean, we've worked with Mendes to get Fabio Vieira. Come and get paid some more, really, if I'm completely honest. Arsenal can't haggle if they want to sign Rafinha. There's competition from Tottenham and Chelsea, but Arsenal have to put in a really strong offer overall for the player that includes a financial package and his role at the club. I mean, you're going to be a more key player at Arsenal than you are going to be with Tottenham's front line or Chelsea playing you wing back realistically. So it is that we might not be the strongest team, and I do think we can offer you competitive wages. Beyond that, it's down to him, people, really and truly. Fabrizio Romano in his column has said Leeds won't accept 40 million from Barcelona. Arsenal made their first offer, but Tottenham are preparing a proposal and Chelsea have explored the situation. Rafinha is now really open to listening to English clubs. So this could all be was or not. Tottenham have ended their interest in Gabriel Jesus. Shut up, bro. You think you can come and try and get our players and allow it? Tottenham and Gabriel Jesus interest as Gunners closing on key transfer target. I mean, all the news online is that we've agreed personal terms. We're making progress in relation to a fee, and within the next 7 to 10 days, this could be wrapped up. I know some people are following his family members and people close to the individual in Jesus and seeing that they're now following Arsenal and getting 2 and 2 and making 25. But Tottenham, to be honest, let's be real. What Tottenham could offer you is a certified manager who's not the best in Europe, but when you think of Conte, you mentioned winning. They do have a stronger squad, in my opinion. You know, it's definitely where their front line's expected. But at the same time, one thing that I think helps us over Chelsea, over Real Madrid, over Tottenham is that out of half the teams linked with Jesus, there's only a case where Arsenal's where you're going to play specifically. It's just going to be more of the same at City, at other clubs where you're a valued member of the squad, but you're not necessarily starting. So I think that's one strength. Spurs have been keen to bolster their talent, which you can't begrudge them for trying. They've tried to bring in Rafinha and Richarlison and Jesus. That tells you they want someone that maybe could threaten the immediate starting front three or someone that could be a slight rotation sort of option, people. So yeah, it is what it is, people, in that regards. I can't lie, I did see these comments by Tim Vickery, and I do think a lot of people talk waffle, but I didn't think he said anything wrong. He's basically saying what we know, in that Jesus will get an opportunity to play through the middle and will score more goals because he'll have more importance and stuff like that. And I do like how he fits the system. He peels out to the left, he peels out to the right, he works hard. He's very much the modern day system striker. But if we was to look at it on a lazy one and say Arsenal need goals, we've Sly brought in someone that ain't gonna have goals at this moment in time, and he's gonna allegedly get 220k a week to go with Eddie Nketiah's bag. Man, them have to score goals, you know. Arteta has to do the coaching, and again, the territory we're at Arsenal, we're not buying finished articles, so we're going to have to take these players and make them even better. But still, we'd have to see what specifically he said. The low point of his career was the last World Cup. He appeared to be the solution at centre forward for Brazil. He had been very good in qualification, but then in the World Cup, he had a mere. I mean, he's still 25, so it's now or never to really take that step. Are you going to be a great squad player, or are you going to do something else? He didn't score a goal. Much marginalized centre forwards have scored for Brazil at the World Cup. He didn't manage one. It's been a trauma for him ever since. What is he? Does he play as a number 9? Does he want to play as a wide striker? He has kind of run away from being a centre forward. And this is where at 25, 26, you've got to make that decision now. And Arteta's got to enhance that, really. You know, you need to know, for me in particular, yeah, we've got a bunch of young players. But for me in particular, if you were to sign 25-year-old Rafinha, if you were to sign 25-odd-year-old Jesus, You've got 23-year-old Martin Odegaard, where I think Arsenal fans discount his potential. Telemans, if he arrived, they're all good players, but they're not great players. How do we make them that? Don't tell me about their strengths. Tell me about their weaknesses. That's the only way you're going to make them better. I spoke with the Brazil coach about Jesus not that long ago, and he said after the World Cup, he called over Jesus and asked him, where do you want to play? He said, I don't mind. But the coach said, obviously you mind. You obviously have a preference. What is your preference? And somewhat sheepishly, Jesus said he'd rather play out wide. This is important for whoever is going to buy him. I mean, there could be a reality where Eddie Nketiah is playing well. Jesus goes to the left or the right-hand side. I mean, you've got to be able to play a couple of roles. But all I care is that Jesus scores. I mean, I do hope we get Jesus, but until I hear medical and signing shirts and he's at London Coley, I'm kind of tired of hearing about it now because we've been around the houses and all these things there. So that's where Jesus is concerned, people. Mika Berra signed for Dutch side, whatever, on loan. Shout to him. We'll get into that in just a second. As has Tyrese John Jules. Big up all the youth man going on loan very quickly at Arsenal because minutes are currency. You're not going to get too many at Arsenal Football Club, especially the strikers. That's two forwards, really. You're not going to get game time there. Good opportunity for Kion Edwards, really, because he could be the main forward at 23's level. But yeah, where that's concerned, just on staying on topic with Barcelona as well, but an ex-president or former candidate for presidency has attacked Barcelona. Now, this could have knock-on effects for Arsenal because obviously if Barca hopefully are really broke, then they might not get certain players. He said, do you know that neither Lewandowski, nor Conde, nor Rafinha, nor Bernardo Silva will come? Allegedly, they I imagine some of them do, but he says they're broke people. Do you know that neither Lewandowski, nor Conde, nor Rafinha, nor Bernardo Silva will come? You know that, right? Scrolling all the way down, he got the least votes. Maybe that's for a reason. He said, well, what else has he said? He's just saying the usual. So, yeah, he's very pessimistic, bit of an overkill there. These are the articles we already looked at. Apparently, Eddie Nketiah sends warning to potential new striker Gabriel Jesus, people. He said, allegedly, every team needs a squad to compete. The club is always looking for ways to strengthen. They extended my deal and they've done that for a reason. Whoever comes in, you relish the challenge. You make them feel welcome and then you fight and compete. Facts. Fair play. He then went on to say, when you get a run of 8 games in the first team, you get that database and platform to show everything you can do. I don't really think it's a good sample size, but I hear you. It's very difficult to affect the game when you're getting 10, 20 minutes. I've worked a lot with the manager on playing with my back to goal, and you've seen that, he's better in the half spaces. He's better when he peels out wide. He's better when he drops deep and does the given goals. And I think Eddie's playing catch up. I don't think you had that 12 months ago. I think you still played like academy level where I'm Eddie Nketiah, I'm in the box, I'm going to score. And I think Balogun suffers from that, really. So it is, well, it is, people. Of course, it's been developed, but at the same time, you don't get here by just standing in the penalty box and scoring a goal. People are going to say things, but I know what I can do. The people that have played with me, played against me, the coaches that have worked with me, I know how they feel about me. I mean, that's what you've got to do, Eddie. Everybody didn't rate you. Now they rate you, then they'll not rate you. You've got to have that good headspace. Bare tabs open, mate. Mate, what can I say? There's bare tabs because there's bare news, bro. Tab police, leave me alone, mate. Leave me alone. Anyways, I stay on top of it. Pause. So that's him. I can't lie. I'm in trouble with the tabs now, really, because I don't know where we are. Okay, here we go. They extended my deal for a reason. Let's see what else he has said, people. But we mentioned that. We've mentioned this opening line. He then went on to say, I joined the club at the age of 14. I wore 14 on loan at Leeds, and I even lived at number 14 at one point. When the opportunity came up to take it, it was hard to say no. I know what it means to the club and the fans. It's a nice feeling, and I call it number. Like I said, he could have been a pussyo and stayed with number 30. He wants to do what Smith Rowe and Saka are doing and have a big boy number. We need play. We always talk about we need a mentality. Fair enough, you can rate or not rate Eddie Nketiah, but we always talk about mentality. We need players who believe in themselves. We need players that don't get too gassed when they play well, don't get too down when they do bad. But then man are getting at Eddie for taking the shirt. And at the same time, as much as we all know the prestige of the number, I don't care about the number. You do the business. No one gives a crap. Anyways, when the opportunity came up to take it, it was hard to say no. I know what it means to the club and the fans. It's a nice feeling, an iconic number. We know it's a special shirt, and Omri has made it cool to wear this shirt, just like he did with long socks and gloves. It's what we have grown up. Myself, I'm focused on creating my own memories in that shirt, leaving my own stamp on it. Fact. In relation to Ghana, he said there have been discussions, but nothing has been decided. So Ghanaians out there, shout my Ghanaian tugs. maybe not as close to playing for Ghana as we think. And there's a World Cup on the line. Maybe he's still got eyes in England. Bearing in mind, Alan Shearer rates him, Owen rates him. He holds a good record at under 21s level. He's played for England at youth level. Maybe that's something he backs himself. Maybe he's saying to himself, why can't I ask Tammy Abraham, Calvert-Lewin questions, Rashford questions? We all know I can't play ahead of Kane, but after then that, it's all potentially debatable. But boy, I think you should be going to play for the Black Stars and just keeping it true in that regards. But big up yourself, Eddie Nketiah. Moving away from that, we do have that. Make sure you're there for that one. That's not what I was looking for. Eddie actually thinks he's the best player at the club. I think it's a humble beast thing. I think he's humble, but he's got belief. And you have to have that level of belief. Looking at Arsenal-related stuff at this moment in time, let's start with this, people. Fabio Vieira became our second signing of the summer this week, blah, blah, blah. Allegedly, there's a lowdown on him. I think it's a really exciting signing for Arsenal. Without a doubt, he's one of Portugal's most promising up-and-coming talents. He's very stylish and extremely smooth operator. In terms of players currently in the Premier League, I'd say he's similar in style to Bruno Fernandes. Even his physique is similar in a way. I mean, you can't really talk about smooth operator and put Bruno Fernandes, the spam cross hero ball merchant, but fair play. He's a really, really potent attacking weapon, which I hope so. For me, the thing that makes him stand out as a star is his vision. I mean, a blind man could see that he's a very cultured individual, can play a lovely passing behind, good in the half spaces, very up than the more direct players at this football club. He is a fantastic passer. He's one of those players who can spot a pass and you think, my God, I didn't even see that from up in the stands. Well, that's why you're a fan and he's a footballer. How did he manage to pick that out? He's really incisive in the final third. He's got goals in him as well, which the man himself has said. He's coming off a really good season, his best so far. In his first way, he's been a regular in the Porto side, who won the league. He contributed significantly to that. And I mean, you've got a bit of that. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be delighted. And here in Portugal, as fans of Portuguese football, we're excited to see how he does at this stage of his career. He was voted Premier League Player of the Month for April, and he done his thing. They got their second title, Porto, in 3 years. He finished the campaign with 14 assists and 6 goals from 27 appearances. That works out as an assist every 95 minutes, better than any other player in Europe's top 7 divisions last season. He's left-footed, but he tends to play on the right. So maybe Odegaard's got a different role next season. Last season, at least, he cuts in and shoots or picks out one of his fantastic passes with his left foot. He's a bit of an all-rounder, but definitely more of an attacking midfielder than a defensive one. He can play number 10 as well. Again, we all know, I'm not going to read that. We all know how good he is at under 21s level for Portugal. Even last year, they missed out on winning the trophy, but he got player of the tournament. He's not been called up to the senior level yet because there's just a big amount of players. He said, I fully expect him to do so quite soon. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets himself on the plane to Qatar. If he hits the ground running at Arsenal, I'm sure that will be a target of him. He was born just outside the city of Porto. I think he'll be fine. He has been at Porto since he was a kid, but that happens quite often in Portugal. The top talents get snapped up at a young age by one of the big clubs. Dozens and dozens are snapped up every year, and only very few make it. But people have been keeping an eye on Vieira for a long time. Porto won the UEFA Youth League in 2019. That's where I started learning about him. You see it generally in England that Portuguese people on the whole don't have much trouble settling in and adapting to a new country. He speaks reasonable English already, so I can't see any problem there. As I said, for me, it looks like a really exciting move for him and for Arsenal, and we'll all be watching to see how he gets on. Facts, man. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. On that, a couple of young